I am so invested in Persona 5 Royal.
I was gonna ask.
It is ridiculous how far up that game's arsehole I am.
Have you finished? You can't have finished the palace yet because it's going to be a long palace, right?
No, I'm still at the last palace of the main game, I think.
Yeah. Have you found the pervert at the pool yet?
Yes.
Yeah, you did you?
Yes. And it's very satisfying seeing Ann kick him.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that was a memorable moment.
Yeah.
I was like, well, as soon as he said, "Oh, and there's one sitting next to the pool," I went, "Oh,
Oh, he's an ogre."
yeah, he is."
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. You well?
Yes, I am well. But I do think you are weller than I am.
I am the most well. Yes, correct.
You are the Wellerman.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa! Do you remember that song? Do you remember that sea shanty?
I do, yes, of course.
Wow, I couldn't stop listening to that sea shanty.
Yeah, you and it was the same as well.
Oh, because it's so good.
She kept doing it all the time. Yeah, no, it is a good tune. Don't get me wrong; it gets stuck in your head.
It is. I was very. Oh man, I was quite impressed when this came out because it's like this whole new world got unlocked. I kept googling sea shanties and Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Of course,
always came up.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It really was so cool.
Great segue into the game, though.
I think so too. Speaking of sea shanties, Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. What else has great music? Star Wars.
No, but this game really had great music. Anyway, this week, Dave and you and I played the 2003 darling Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
Yeah,
very much, yeah. I was looking... Yeah?
Yeah. This is very much one we both played as kids. Me more so than you.
Yes.
I'm a massive Star Wars fan. But it's weird. Our list is giving us a lot of our nostalgia games. Because I'm going to say again, this has massive nostalgia feels for myself and you. Which seems to be something we say a lot in our list recently.
Yes.
But yeah, this one was massively nostalgic.
I don't get it either because... for any new listeners, before we started this podcast, we built a humongous sheet of more than 2,000 games. And each week, it just spits out a random entry out of those 2,000 games. And that's the game we review for the week. So we keep getting games we've played and have nostalgia goggles for. Like this.
Exactly.
like this.
It's either we're very lucky or we've played too many games. I don't know which one it fundamentally is.
It's both?
Both. Yeah, no, it is. Both of them are fundamentally lucky aspects to life anyway.
Yeah.
It is both.
For this week, I felt really lucky that we got Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. It's a game I played to death in, what's it about, in high school. Or in middle school. Because
it's had quite a few releases, really, hasn't it? Because it was originally 2003, and then later on came out on GOG and all sorts of other platforms. So I can understand why, after high school, you probably got into it. I probably got into it in 2003. I think I had the PC CD-ROM of it somewhere. So I was originally, because we had Outcast and Dark Forces.
Oh, wow.
1 and 2.
Oh, goodness.
So this was literally we were following the canon of the story, so we were invested.
That's cool.
We probably bought this as it came out.
Are these games part of Dark Forces?
Yes and no. Dark Forces does involve Kyle Katarn. So yes.
Well, it seems like Kyle Katarn's all over the place.
Yes, he is, especially in the video game world. And a few books. He's actually in a few books now at the Star Wars.
Oh, goodness.
Kyle Katarn's cool.
Why is...
He was one of my heroes as a child. I loved Kyle Katarn.
Well, we'll get into Kyle.
Sorry. I
He...
just had to say that instantly because it was on my chest. I was like, yeah, Kyle Katarn.
Hello and welcome back to the Critical OK podcast. Kyle's cool. Kyle Katarn's the best.
I gotta say it quickly. Kyle Katarn. It's alliteration and everything. He has a beard. Anyway, sorry.
It's...
Where were we?
Oh wow, where were we? I can't even... Jeez.
But yeah, Jedi Academy. I had it when it first came out. You had it when it came out, when you came out of school. So, which must have been the GOG release or good old games.
I can't even remember. I think I just lent the disc from a friend.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I think that really is it. When PC games were still just on a disc, and
when
nobody was when you could still do that.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
DRM just didn't kick you around.
Exactly.
I played this back then. I think I played it on the light side and then the dark side. Couldn't get enough.
Yeah, of course you did. Everybody did that.
Right. Everybody. It really is a good time.
Yeah, and I was looking at it. Was developed by Raven Software. And I was looking at that Raven Software stamp, and it was bugging me for such a long time because I know other games from that game.
Yes.
And do you know any of them?
Okay.
It's a big test now. The pressure's on.
Yes. Did they? Ugh. I know they're part of Activision now.
Mm-hmm. That's correct, yeah.
But I can't. I seem to remember a dungeon crawler.
Ooh, I don't know. There was one actually I've written down here I'd never heard of called Shadowcaster.
No,
is
it's
that
not
it
that.
at all?
I haven't heard of Shadowcaster either.
Nor have I. I'd never heard of it. But
what other games have they got?
Okay, there was one it's relatively well known, but I know it very well because my father loved this game about 20 years ago. It's called Soldier of Fortune.
Okay.
It was just a first-person shooter.
Yes.
They did that. They did. I think more recently they did Wolfenstein, the reboot.
What?
The reboot of Wolfenstein. At least they had a hand in it.
What?
I know, right?
Oh, they had a hand in it. Not they made the new Wolfenstein games.
No,
because that's id Software.
That's what I thought as well. But this is what the internet tells me. And Singularity, which I've heard of but never played.
That also sounds familiar. Is that a early HD era game?
I don't think so. I swear I wouldn't say I've seen it recently, but I swear I've seen this on boxes and shelves in the last few years. And of course, like you said, they helped do Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare Remaster because the Activision thing, but yeah.
When they got merged with Activision, I'm assuming they're just all over the place.
Yes, and it's good to see. I'm glad because they've been around for years. I was wondering when I look at the old studios, I kind of have a slight hope they're still going. It's always sad to read, became bankrupt in 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
I always like to see that when one of my old favourite studios are still doing well. Sadly for Call of Duty, but still doing well.
Like Acclaim.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know if they're still around or doing things. I don't think so.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's a nostalgia name right there. Just the Acclaim studio. I remember that. It was a great...
Or Sierra.
Yeah. Now you're getting... into the old boys. I used to like that one too, yeah, no doubt. And what happened to Westwood? Did you
Westwood? What? No, I don't know Westwood.
You don't know Westwood?
No, I might know their games.
It was real-time strategies. They did the June games. They did a lot of the old RTS. Anyway, we're going off subject.
Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy.
Let's jump into the narrative.
Yeah.
First of all, Kyle Katarn.
Yes! I love Kyle Katarn. I grew up with Kyle Katarn. He was like the father figure that I wanted. My brother wanted. And strangely enough, my father also has the same beard all his life, so there's a weird like connection.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Whoa. And I don't know, there's just something Kyle Katarn, and I believe I might be saying this under correction, that Dark Forces 1 and 2, you also play Kyle Katarn. But he doesn't have his Jedi powers yet. He's just a mercenary or whatever.
Yes.
That story slowly develops to find out he does have Jedi powers. He kind of falls in love with Mara Jade and all sorts of fun things. Oh wow. Kyle Katarn.
This is a big story. Yeah.
People did love Kyle Katarn because of the games. I think there was I'm not the only one that loved the character that wasn't purely the light side and purely the dark side. He was a good, grey area, so to speak.
Which is... I didn't know he had this huge backstory or all this
Fair
entire
enough.
lineage or legacy, which is why I don't. Which it pains me to say.
Yeah, go on.
I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt me. This is, isn't it?
I don't entirely get the appeal.
Okay, it's fair enough. I grew up with it. Like
that's the thing. You grew up with him. You knew his story.
Oh yeah, I was 12, or even like 10 or 9 beforehand with Dark Forces. So.
When I played this, I might have also been, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
He was funny. He had lots to say.
Yes,
and you clearly knew when he was on screen or part of the conversation. Mm-hmm. But now replaying this game, I've noticed all he does is just say one-liners.
That's what I love about this game is
is it because it came from the 90s?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. And I remember voice act. I was genuinely shocked this was voice acted. I know it's weird to say. It's 20 years old. I was expecting text on screen and stuff like that.
Oh,
and the fact
okay.
that this was voice. I know it's weird. I don't know why I thought that. I just think anything in the older generation obviously must be all text or something. But I understand what you mean, and I understand. I literally haven't played this game since 20 years ago. I didn't pick it up again and stuff like that, which is very bad. So I was shocked when playing it again how old it is. I know it's a weird thing to say. Of course, it's old. It's 20 years old. But yeah, you're right. The one-liners, the kind of simplicity of the whole thing.
That's it. It really, it is super simple.
Yeah.
But I think in a good way. You know, the old simple Star Wars story where it really is just good versus bad, light side versus dark side.
That's right. We're kind of spoiled and we're in luxury now with storylines and gameplay and all the things that we get in games. Because this, by all accounts, with today's standard, would be known as like an arcade game, because it's a little dialogue, little prologue. Now go through the level and murder everything, and then little dialogue, little prologue. Is it. That was the big thing back in the day. We did. Apart from some JRPGs, that was what the games were.
Yeah, that was enough. It was more than enough.
Right. That's exactly it. Yeah, it really was.
The storyline for this game, I can only imagine when it came out. This was when Episode 3 released, right?
As in Star Wars,
Star Wars Episode 3, the movies. What's it? Revenge of the Sith?
Oh, jeez. This was. I can't remember the first ones. 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Was it Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones? Something of the Sith, maybe. Yeah, I actually don't remember the first ones that well. I'm very much.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. That's right.
Revenge of the Sith. Okay, cool.
So, that's when this came out in 2005. So Episode 2 was 2002. So this was after Episode 2.
Okay. But remember, canonically, this is 10 years after Return of the Jedi. If you were to follow the canon.
Oh, okay. All right. But I don't.
Fair enough. I just need to make that clear to everybody as a Star Wars nerd. Right. This is 10 years after Return of the Jedi.
This was in the. It caught the Star Wars hype wave.
Yeah, no, it did. 100%.
All right, that first wave at the end of the 70s, start of the 80s with the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. And then these prequels. That was another wave.
Yeah.
And for the past 10 years, there's just been Star Wars content constantly.
Oh, yeah, that wave's still going,
Yeah.
Be it good or bad, I'm not even sure on that.
I think what I wanted to say was, with this catching that second big wave, this really caught a lot of people's attention, mostly kids. Because the premise of this game really is something that a lot of kids dreamt of.
Yes, 100%.
Going to a school to become a Jedi.
Yes, exactly. Getting your own lightsaber.
Exactly.
Being
your trained.
Own Jedi Knight. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. With Luke Skywalker as your teacher and all the other fun things. Yeah, you're right. It hits those childhood dreams.
Luke Skywalker and Kyle Katarn.
I know, right?
Whoa!
Except for in this game, Luke Skywalker just come across as kind of like an entitled ass.
He really does. He's
really
stoic
does.
and boring, and I don't
right?
like him.
It's like, whoa, okay, so you killed Darth Vader. Get over yourself. No, he does. It's really weird.
He just walks up to a random crowd going, yes, that's right, I killed Darth Vader.
And weirdly, he's wearing black all the time. I would be worried. Why is our new master always wearing black?
I don't know. I don't think that's Luke Skywalker anymore.
No, exactly, right?
But
no,
that is this game. That is this game. And every single mission is just a completely different adventure.
Yeah. It's not in depth or what's really going on isn't really that important each mission you do.
No.
But they are, like I said, it's quite fun that you do go to different planets. You are taking on different people at those planets. But your tasks are fundamentally like Fex quests, but with...
This was 20 years ago.
Which from my point of view,
that's all there was.
With a lot of murder. Damn. Like, I don't know, my first mission, I chose to go to Tatooine. And damn did I kill a lot of sand people. I can't remember there being that much, but I basically just slaughtered an indigenous people to get a droid. It really
right. is. Yeah. It's so weird how we were desensitized to it back then, but somehow now we realize, oh wow, I'm killing another group of 20 people.
I'm fundamentally killing like mothers and fathers like just to get a droid.
Yes.
It's really weird. These aren't animals. These are genuinely actually people of the sand in some way, I believe. But yeah, I couldn't believe how many of them there were. It was crazy.
Besides, we'll get into that more in gameplay.
Yeah, it's true. So
I thought the narrative for this game was simple, and that's exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things because even this game now, when you play it, it's got everything in it's now a cliche, but like you said back then, this was big. This is one of the first games in my sphere of game playing where you could actually later on in the game choose a path that changes the ending, as in dark or light. You can genuinely close to the end, choose one of those two paths, and then your story goes down that way, and it changes hard. If you go the dark path, you go the dark path. You murder people. You go full Anakin in whatever Revenge of the Sith, where you're killing the younglings. You go and in games that was a new thing. The idea that a game studio actually designed two different then endings for those bits was very normal now, but back then was a big thing. And I remember that game being praised for that years ago. I remember reading reviews and the like. I
can totally see that being a good addition, a good feature. It's nowhere close to Chrono Trigger's 13 endings.
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's a good point.
But still, a game like this, it's fully 3D rendered, voice acting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
An IP a lot of people love.
Yes, of course.
That is incredible. Mm-hmm. But speaking of the two good and bad endings, tell me, which side did you choose in this game? For now, what side did you choose now?
I have to admit, I chose the light side. Just because I have to be a good guy. But the light side comparatively is so boring. Especially in this... It is if you balance like the power types, they're so lame. I've got like heal, and I've got like speed, and I think I got like mind trick.
Mind trick?
Yeah, you can confuse some of the bad guys and just make them stunned or wander around. That's it. Not any of that cool, this is not the droid you're looking for. You can just put them in a daze.
Okay.
But the dark side's got all the cool stuff.
I know.
I was so tempted. I really was.
I didn't even think twice. I immediately took the dark side.
It's because you're so light all the time in real life.
Exactly.
You're such a good guy all the time.
It's because I'm such a wonderful fella.
Yeah, exactly, right? It questions me now. Like, whoa, if he chose the light side.
No, what's going on?
Does that mean Dave is like torturing like guinea pigs when he's alone?
Once I read the powers that you get from choosing the dark side, I didn't even check the light side powers.
Yeah, I can understand.
There was a force lightning, a force choke, of force drain.
I know, right? That's so much more brutal.
Wow, I put all my points in drain first. I think my force drain's maxed out, and I'm still in the beginner levels.
Yeah, but you got that cool graphics where you're...
Oh, yeah. It's so good. I just run up to people and I drain them, and I look at them in the eyes while I do it.
You just see them like getting skinnier and skinnier, and they just fall to the ground. Right. And like... Well, yeah, there you go. I don't know what to say. I'm slightly scared of you now.
I can remember playing these games, choosing the light side first and then the dark side. Do you become like Darth Vader's apprentice? No, Darth Vader's dead at this point.
Correct, yeah.
I can't even remember.
Spoilers? Do you want spoilers? I can tell you.
Yes, I want spoilers.
You later on in the game.
Sorry, audience. This means you're getting spoilers as well. You
find out Rosh, or what the hell, that annoying guy that you trained with.
That piece of shit.
He gets captured and then goes to the dark side. You then later on...
Okay, I remember this.
Later on, you have to fight him and you kind of like kick his ass and he's like, sorry. No. And then you get to choose if you kill him and go to the dark side or you forgive him and go to the light side. Either way, I think he... no, he doesn't die if you go to the light side. And then later on, if you go full on dark, kill Rosh... like a dark Jedi Twi'lek lady then says well done and she takes you under her wing. And then later on, you actually take on Kyle Katarn.
Oh.
And you kill him in theory.
What? Oh,
there's kind of there's you kill him and then you crush him with rocks from the ceiling, but you never really see him die. Cool. But the premise is that you tried to kill him. And then Luke kind of vows to take you down. So you go full dark. You become, I think, you're trying to resurrect a gentleman called Marker Ragnos, which is not particularly the most intimidating Jedi name I've ever read before. And you become his apprentice, I believe.
Of Marco.
Yeah. Is it Marco?
I don't know.
It's a silly name.
It really is. His surname or his last name is kind of cool, Ragnos. And that's why they call it the cult of Ragnos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, Marco isn't intimidating at all.
No, I was just like, okay. And I still couldn't I know I'm a grown-up now, but I couldn't understand why Luke decided to put his training facility right next to a dark temple in any regards.
Oh, the temple.
I was like, couldn't you check? There's like 1 billion planets out there, Luke.
Exactly. There's an entire universe. It's
so
very far away. And it's...
I'm about to say. But like I said, and later on narratively, you also get to change lightsabers, so you can go dual,
I remember as well.
The dual bladed or 2 lightsabers too, which is also very cool narratively.
Yeah. But I think the best part about this game is not because of this game, and that's the world building.
Oh, that's true. Yes, they're allowed to pull from quite an in-depth environment, like they get to pull from the Star Wars universe, and it's massive. It's so
unfair.
And this game is fully licensed as well, yeah. So they get everything from the Star Wars and Lucas Light and Sound, or whatever it's called. It is.
It is unfair, and it is completely different to the Lego Lord of the Rings games. Because because that's Lord of the Rings, which is better.
Oh, yeah. Some people do think that, don't they? But
it's true, though.
There must be some sort of tablet or something for that to help them. I feel sorry for those people. You know,
but
they should have GoFundMe or something, or do like fans in need, just to help those people out that think Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars. It makes me sad. Anyway, you were saying.
Yes, I was saying that I am truly impressed by the world building that the Star Wars has.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You know, that 90% of everything happens on the desert planet.
Yes, very true. Tatooine, depending on... But there
Why?
Are lots of them.
Why?
Because Tatooine's the birthplace of Luke Skywalker. No, I lie. Birthplace of Anakin, Darth Vader. And Luke Skywalker. Sorry, I am right in both senses. Sorry. I'm trying
and Rey. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's a ton of planets. Why is everything happening on the boring one?
It's easier to film that and to do graphically, obviously.
I see. Okay.
But it's true, yeah. Sand everywhere. What's wrong with these people?
It's coarse and it's rough and it
yeah,
gets everywhere.
Exactly. What's wrong? A Jedi's life is hard.
The one thing this game does, it really does go to all these fun planets.
Yeah, that is
Make
cool.
you do all these fun things. I
That's
like
right.
it a lot.
Which is, yeah, again, that was big back in the day. The idea to have completely different environmentals
Yes.
and planets to go to and travel. It's not much. It's just screens you click through. But then when you go to an ice planet and a sand planet and a kind of jungly planet, that was cool. It is cool.
It really was. It really, I do 100% agree with that.
And that was, again, a big thing back in the day. Because I remember I was looking this up when I started playing the game, I realised how old it is visually.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're the same, instantly do. And then I looked out, and I was looking at the sales thing, and it said brand new, and it uses the brand new revolutionary Quake 3 engine. And I was like, whoa! The nostalgia. I remember the Quake 3 engine.
The Quake 3 engine.
I know, right?
I imagine those 90s cinemas, those 90s TV adverts.
Yeah, that's right.
Get off my back, Mom. I've got the Quake 3 engine.
And it's got the visuals coming out the screen. Whoa!
Yes.
And your hair being blown back. No. Yeah, when I saw
this game is gonna make you shit your pants.
I remember seeing the Quake 3 engine. I remember just thinking, yeah.
Wow.
As a kid, not now.
Wow.
I know that was like just the nostalgia of reading that sentence. I was like, and yes, it looks like the Quake 3 engine, which is cool, but of course a bit lacking in today's standards. But no, it was fun.
Yes.
It was fun to see.
Although it does seem like the Quake 3 engine is a very virtuous if it can do that Quake 3 and also this.
Yeah, true. It was actually quite a big improvement.
Seamlessly changed from first person to third person.
No, true. That's right.
It's very cool.
Right, well, I know we've jumped into visuals now.
Before we do, I just got one final point.
Go on.
I hate Rosh. Okay, visuals.
I wrote that down too.
Yay!
I literally wrote that down. Just thought, okay, I was reading it. I was like, I could skip that. But no, it is a very important point. Well done.
Very much. Everyone should hate Rosh.
He's so annoying. He's basically like your rival in any Pokemon game. Like any Pokemon game, every like Hop and all the new ones, all the rivals are so annoying. And this game had the same thing. Rosh is just so wrong in so many ways. He tried to kill you in the training area.
He tried to kill you in the training area.
Like, he sent you a droid with its own lightsaber. It's like, whoa, what's wrong with you? But
and then when Kyle Katarn, my daddy,
yeah,
when he said, Rosh, you could have killed her.
If that was on Master Skywalker's settings, he would have had no chance. Yeah,
and then Rosh said, it was just a joke.
I know, right? It's like, I could have died. Come on, take this a little bit more seriously. But yeah, Rosh sucks.
Yeah, visuals.
Visuals. There was like, you look, so you're playing the game, you're looking at the Quake 3 engine, so visually, there's not a lot there because it's a 20-year-old game, but there were little bits which I saw, and I was weirdly, I guess it was my teenage brain.
Yeah? Oh.
I was slightly blown away with.
What bits?
The rain when it hit the lightsaber.
Yes, I saw that too.
I was like, whoa, that's so cool.
It really is. Oh man, that's cool. Oh wow, do I like that? When I saw that, I was very impressed.
I was like, that's really cool. I'm sorry. I know it doesn't sound great, ladies and gents, to new games and all the fantastic things you can do. But as you moved the lightsaber and the raindrops hit it, it hissed. And there was even like a very subtle sound effect was his laser.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not
that
even
so
that,
cool.
but I know exactly where you're getting this from. When you stand underneath a branch where rain wouldn't get you,
yes,
it would stop hitting the lightsaber.
I know, right? It's a very nitpicky good thing, but it was there, and I enjoyed it.
Same. It's there. It's cool. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. And the weird little things where it was pointless but also cool is that your lightsaber would like scar the environment, like because you're waving it around like an idiot. Like rocks would get like the little burn mark and trees and stuff like that.
I'm utterly convinced that would be a gateway feature, almost like a gateway drug. You'd go to your friend's house and they'd say, check this out.
Yes,
and
really
they'd
would.
slice the wall, and there'd be a slice in the wall, and all other 11-year-olds would be, oh, what?
Not only that, come on, we're teenagers. You can draw with it, Nickel.
You can draw with it.
So you know what people were drawing with their lightsaber. Come check this out. Look, I drew. Penis. Sorry, I had to go
It's
further.
a dick.
It's so funny. But yeah, I like that. It's a weird, because you can picture that game didn't need that.
No,
but somebody also
really didn't.
put it
exactly.
in. Which I like.
I can totally see that there was a lot of love and a lot of attention to detail went into the lightsaber part of this entire game. Yeah, you can choose your hilt and you can choose the color of your lightsaber. It hisses in the rain. It makes markings on the walls. Even when you just pass past the character, the lightsaber would... how do I explain? You know, it would erupt a bit.
Yes, correct. Yes, right. It would. It like a interruption static type noise.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It was really another thing that cracked me up a little bit when I was looking back in the old reviews of this game. It gave it a 10 out of 10 for customization.
Oh, for customization. Yeah. I can understand that.
And ladies and gentlemen, the customization is, I think, about 6 hilts to your lightsaber.
Cool.
I think about 5 colors.
Cool.
And I think about 5 different species of alien, either male or female.
Inclusive.
It was great. But if you, I always think now compared to now, if you think of all the things.
No, you can't do that.
I know. You look at this one. Oh, the customization is revolutionary. Whoa. There's 5.
I can choose my own pants.
That's right. You could be a Rodian. You could be a Twi'lek or a human. Whoa!
Who were you, by the way?
Oh, I had to be a Rodian. Do you know what a Rodian is?
No.
Bug-eyed guy with kind of
with those. Yes, with those Shrek ears.
Yes, which cracks me up when he's got this lovely American accent. I love you looking at this big alien and everything like that. Then all of a sudden, this American voice comes out of his mouth, like, yeah, I know, I've got my own lightsaber now. I just loved it because it's not even an accent or any gruff alien noise.
I got a Twi'lek.
Yeah, I can understand. Boy or girl?
Girl.
Nice.
Yeah.
So every Star Wars fan's like, yeah, I understand. I know exactly why you did that.
She's blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was very impressed to hear that she was voiced by Jennifer Hale.
I know, right? God,
Jennifer Hale.
I don't even know how old she was at that point. 20 years ago, granted. I know she's older than us.
She hit it out of the park.
Yeah, no,
again.
I'm not trying to be funny. I had a Rodian's mouth.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different. But the lip sync worked. They actually did the lip sync properly for his little tubey mouth.
Yeah.
So it moved properly. And I was actually genuinely shocked. It was
little
moving,
tubey mouth.
Yeah, like to the enunciation of the different words, it moved. Yeah. I was like, that was actually really cool. Weird accents, but really cool way of doing it.
I can totally see that 20 years ago, when this came out in 2003, this game, it was
a big deal.
It was a big deal.
It was
definitely.
Really, yeah, definitely. You can still play it now and see that it was a big deal. You can see how, like you said, the love.
Yeah.
And it's Star Wars, so yes, they had big pockets, and the funding was there, and the sounds and music and all the other things were there. So, but it is. You could see this was a great game. It is a great game. It's just now an old game. That's the only difference.
Just Googled games from 2003, and it also we also got Knights of the Old Republic.
Really?
In that same year.
No way.
Knights of the Old Republic and Jedi Academy came out in the same year. That is a good year for Star Wars.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Knights of the Old Republic used the Quake engine?
What?
That's crazy. It must have done.
I don't know. I've not played... Oh no. I almost said something.
Yeah, you be careful. You don't admit that on air.
I don't know, that. Out of everything...
Nobody would ever want to admit they've never played Knights of the Old Republic before. That would be suicide. Jeez.
That would definitely not if you're a co-host of a video game podcast.
No. Luckily, none of us in that boat.
Oh no. Yeah, all one of us.
Oh yeah.
Called Dave on this podcast have played it.
Let's make it this way. I've played it enough for both of us. I've played that game
that does make me feel
loads
better.
of times.
That does make me feel better. Great stuff.
Yeah, I know the game very well.
I'm also checking out other games that released in this year.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
That can't all be the Quake engine. Seriously.
No. I don't think it is the Quake engine.
No,
this was Ubisoft.
It now. Yeah, it can't be. The Quake engine must have, or a new engine. Maybe Unreal came in then. I can't remember. But I cannot see that kind of graphics jump with the Quake 3. Can't be.
No.
Because even Knights of the Old Republic, the Twi'lek mission, she was all like glossy and shaded quite well for the era. There's no way that was Quake 3. Anyway, we're going off. But yeah, great company. That is some great... 2003 was an era of gaming.
Good time. As you were talking about the lip syncing, I have to say that just having facial expressions in a game from 2003, having facial expressions is great.
That's true. They actually did that very well as well. Yeah, it's true.
Right? After every mission, you get a briefing by Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see after he's done, it's actually a bit weird, but he would go into an angry face.
Yeah, yes, that's right. I worry about Luke in this game, but yeah, you're right. I really do.
I don't think that is Luke.
No, it's really strange. He's not the guy I remember from the movies.
No. But besides these facial expressions, just all these different levels. Just the variety in the levels. There's one, you're in the desert. You're in a canyon. And the next one, you're in Coruscant on top of a moving train.
Yeah, I love Coruscant. But yeah,
what?
Exactly. No, exactly. No, and it is... This was big. It is big. It still is big. Like, ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars games should be set on other planets. And everybody ever does like a linear on one planet game. And I don't know if that exists. Does it?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. It's like the idea of a Star Wars game that's set on one planet would be horrible because Star Wars is space. You know, traveling to other planets is the whole key thing.
That's the thing. Idea. It's not called Country Wars.
No, wow, you're absolutely right. What a fantastic point.
Thank you. I'm a Star Wars connoisseur.
No, you obviously are. Obviously, there's far much more that you need to teach me. But no, it's one of those things where you're right. In a game like this, even going to the different planets, you did actually have it in Dark Forces 2. I'm not sure if 1.
Yeah.
Of course, that was just a first-person shooter, Doom-esque type corridors, doors, and lava pits and stuff like that. But no, it is a big thing. I still remember back in the day, being able to go to different planets and different environments was a big deal because, like, I know Doom's not a good choice, but even other games, it was always the same planet or the same generic-looking planet, like you said before. This was big, and it was fun, and it's great. And like I said, I don't know if it's just my fanboy talking now, and I can just talk for hours, so I'll probably be quiet now.
No, who cares if it's your fanboy talking? There are a lot of other fanboys listening, just thinking, go off, Dave, please, fanboy away.
It's crazy, the places they take you. And they're all canon, by the way. All the places they take you, Coruscant, Hoth, Tatooine.
Wow.
Even the little planets you go to are actually
that is
planets
cool.
within Star Wars universe.
I think that is something that a lot more people want. I think we've had enough Tatooine. Star Wars.
I give you, Tatooine is used a lot. Because it's probably the most recognizable.
It really is. That is. But yeah, all those other planets, even the smaller ones, more of those. Yes,
exactly. A bit of a change of scenery, and they do that a lot later on in the games. Like I think, like most of the ones in Fallen
Order.
Fallen Order. Those planets I don't think I've even heard of, most of them.
It's so, No, they look very cool. There's one, I don't know, in the mountains where it's cold and snowy and rainy. That's cool!
No, exactly. So they are developing it further. And I think even Knights of the Old Republic, you don't... Oh, you do go... You actually, I just realised you do go to Tatooine.
Very nice. Of course you go to Tatooine.
You do go to Tatooine, yeah.
But that was 2003. It was still fine then.
Oh, that's true. It's funny to think. Anything else for visuals?
Yes, just one final point for visuals. Rosh's hair is stupid. Audio!
Is there a point I'm going to enjoy this? Okay, audio, what did you think?
Audio. What else can you say that's not been said about John Williams' score?
I know, right? It's so unfair that they have John Williams. They got the John Williams soundtrack to put in this game.
I read this was composed by John Williams and just rearranged by Raven Studios for the game.
Yeah, of course it was.
But even so, this rearrangement is done well enough for it to not sound amateurish, and I don't know if that's just a feather in the hat to John Williams' score or Raven Studios for rearranging it well, but it's good. It's done well.
Yeah, and you still, ladies and gentlemen, in this game, you get that startup screen with the writing goes up into space, and you just hear the Star Wars John Williams music playing. Still, to me, doesn't matter how often I hear that or any game or movie I watch, it's the best moment. It gets you into Star Wars mode. You get, you instantly start thinking you're a Jedi and you're working for the Rebel Alliance. I love it. Like I said, John Williams. I'm sure myself and a lot of other people, he is what the youngsters call it. He's the GOAT. He is. I know I'm using some youngster terms now.
Nobody is the GOAT.
He really is amazing, and I love all his music. I'm not even sure if there's one that I don't like, and it plays in this game, and that's just it's so good.
It is so
Kyle
good.
It's Kyle Katarn and John Williams' music.
It really fits, and it's so nice to hear when you're slicing up another batch of 100 people.
Yeah, that's right. It's right. Yeah.
And his tunes start playing. It's not this generic. Bon, bon, chicka, bon, bon, chicka, bon,
no, exactly right. No, it's
whatever.
It's full orchestra time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Some of the things like I picked up, I'm not sure if you did, but they like even all the other sound effects, like people dying and stuff like that, are all Star Wars asset sounds too.
Really?
Yeah, there's a famous sound effect. I'm not going to be able to do it. It goes, nah! When people die, it's...
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And it happens in the game all the time.
It does?
I was on the Tatooine planet, I was going... And there's parts where you could force pull people off a building or cliff.
Yes.
And when you do it, it plays that clip. And it's just the best. I love it. And even there were so many, all the noises for the remotes that you do training in the training area, the tutorial area fundamentally. That's the exact same sound effects from all the movies. It's
so cool.
I haven't, like I said, it's the lightsaber sounds, the everything about the sounds are fully licensed official Star Wars sound effects.
That really goes into the point I was going to make for designing sound for something like a lightsaber. I couldn't even imagine how you would start doing that because nothing close to a lightsaber exists, really.
I think they make the sound of a lightsaber. I'll say this under correction again.
Yeah.
is a tube, a plastic tube swung around. You know, it's if you take a plastic. I don't know if you ever, as a kid, granted, I'm going to show you my age.
Of course, and I just swung it above my head.
And it goes. Woo, 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 woo,
oh.
If you swing it really fast in one direction, it goes. Woo.
Wow. And if it hits stuff.
Oh, I don't know what that one was. Yeah, that's a different one. Like I said, sound engineers for you.
I don't know how they do
people.
that.
Yeah,
and I can imagine being a sound designer in Raven Studios, hearing, okay, we're just getting the entire sound effects database from the movies would be a huge relief.
Yeah, I'm about to say, day off. I can go off, right?
Yes,
what do you want?
Okay, bye.
They have everything. What, you want death? Yeah, there's 20 of those.
Yeah, it's there. I'm going for lunch this week.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
entire week.
I'm about to say, just an easy week for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, you can't really go wrong when you've got all those assets from Star Wars, and
No,
so
you can't.
they're
good.
all great. The audio is great. Even like we said earlier, the voice acting is good.
It really is. It really is. I've got the point here. Jennifer Hale hits it out of the park yet again.
Yes, I agree. The only one who's relatively dodgy is Luke. I don't know why Luke, but that's the writing, not the actor.
Not just the writing. I think the direction he was given. I mean,
yes, I agree.
Even at the end of the trilogy, Luke at the end of the trilogy is stoic.
Yes,
and but there's a fine line between stoic and boring.
Yeah, he has literally like. He really is. There's no one there. It's like he's finished. He killed. Well, I don't want to spoilers, but yeah, he helped his father. Killed his father fundamentally. Sorry if you've not watched Star Wars yet. You should watch.
What's wrong with you? It's been 50 years.
And then he, like I said, now all his personality's gone.
Yes.
Like he's just wearing black and getting angry and weirdly getting angry from someone who tells you not to get angry. You know, don't go to the, fear leads to hate leads to the dark side or whatever, anger or whatever. Yeah, I know, they lost, I don't know why, but they didn't do Luke Skywalker any favours in these games.
No, they really didn't.
He didn't make him feel like a legendary hero.
No.
They just kind of made him feel like an ass.
Exactly. But with Kyle Katarn there,
yeah, I'm about to say,
there's really no hole that Luke needs to fill.
No, it's true, because Kyle's there.
Because Kyle's there.
Yeah, Kyle's the best.
Speaking of audio, why is he always talking in one-liners? It's just one-liners all the time.
I imagine it's something to do with the recording aspect. I don't know why, but yeah, I can almost see his script, and it's just one line, space. One line, space. Now say something nice. Now say something bad. Now say something, are you there yet?
Yes, but say all of them snarky.
Yeah, exactly. You did find the droid. I was starting to worry.
What if that was set in Luke Skywalker's training levels?
Yeah, exactly, right? It is. It's very weird. There's a weird disconnect after each one.
Is it because Kyle Katarn came from the 90s?
Yeah, it's more likely.
What? Right? What? Because this was 2003. Right. There were still traces.
Yes,
small amounts of traces from the 90s in there.
There is. It's weird. I don't know why, but I understand exactly what you mean. It's like it's being played off like a tape recorder instead of actually a conversation. It's like one line, and then a bit of a gap, another line. It's like, why didn't you say that all in one sentence? Can't you breathe? But anyway, Kyle Katarn's awesome.
Yes,
I won't have him sullied.
Anything else for audio?
No, I'm good.
I've got one more point.
Go on.
Rush's voice is stupid.
It is. I can't argue. These are all perfectly valid points.
Gameplay. This is the part most people will remember Jedi Academy for. This game is remembered not for the one-liners, not for the voice acting, the world building, the levels, whatever. It's the gameplay.
100%. And the one thing this game got praised for, and it's a very simple thing, is you get a lightsaber straight away. It was the first game that gave you a lightsaber straight away. Because in Outcast, you only got it later on when you found out you had Jedi powers or whatever, the Force.
Oh.
So they give you a lightsaber straight away, and who doesn't? Who cares about rifles and stuff? You got a lightsaber. I don't want to shoot things. I want to slice things up. And that's what this game was about, or at least it was for me, especially as a kid.
But I'm confused.
Yeah, go on.
Excuse me. This game is the sequel to Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast?
Yes, correct.
Which doesn't make sense because this is Jedi Knight 1.
Yeah, I don't understand it much myself, but I know...
Were they trying to do an episode 4 first kind of situation again?
The whole weird thing. I can't say I know. I know I've always found it confusing, the way these games go. Because it was always Dark Forces 1, Dark Forces 2, then Dark Forces a Jedi Knight, I think. I say that under correction again, because I always get very confused. And then it did Jedi Knight Outcast, and then this, I think. And I know there was also some weird bits in between of games that I never actually played. It is confusing. I don't really understand it myself.
I don't get it. I don't get it, because this is Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. And the game before this, in 2002, was Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, I don't get it. But the gameplay is cool.
It is. The gameplay is cool. Sorry, the gameplay is cool. I can't remember where I was going with this.
But it's one of those. It's one of those things. I remember playing Outcast, and there's the thing about Outcast when you got the lightsaber. There was this thing when you had a lightsaber and you were taking on another Jedi, and you're jumping around and slashing and slashing and slashing. But everybody's waiting for that one moment.
Yes.
There's one moment where you can slash at the same time as the CPU or the bad guys.
Yes,
and then your lightsabers connect.
Locked.
And then you do the most exciting part of the gameplay in this game. You take your mouse button and you just click it as fast as you can.
You just go ham. You go ham.
Because that's strength.
Yes, of course it is. It is strength. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Han got stuck in the carbon fridge.
That's right.
He didn't click enough times.
No, he didn't click enough. So I must admit, as soon as I got this, as soon as Jedi, I was just hoping for that moment every single time. I didn't care what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted that moment where you can go.
Did you get it?
I did.
Yeah.
And I forgot it does like a slow-mo, like winning. Like,
and then the camera pans around.
Yeah, exactly, right? I was like, wow,
yes.
This game's amazing. I'm sorry, it is nostalgia talking there, but I was like, yes!
Who cares? We need more bias.
Oh, it was so good. I love those bits. Give me a screen of 1,000 Jedis and just me. I'm good.
That is cool, you're right, but sometimes the gameplay is just so weird.
Oh, it is.
So I don't know if I couldn't get used to it, but if you're attacking with your lightsaber, it swings in a very particular motion.
It does, yes.
You could be standing in front of an enemy, and if that particular motion doesn't connect, you didn't attack them.
That's right, I know, right? It's both. I remember back in the day, it was revolutionary because you could do like a 360 spin. You saw like when you turned with your mouse and attacked, it did like a low sweep to a high.
Yes.
And you could jump. And then later on, you get different stances, a strong and a fast. So you could actually change your stances as you attack to build different combos. And that was big. But you're right, playing it now, the amount of times I ran up to someone and just pressed attack and it just zoomed to the left. And I was like, okay. No. And again, zoomed to the right. Like, it was mental.
It really was. But the weird thing is, with these, eventually, you get to almost understand these particular motions. You do, and then you use them as you're running or as you're running past them, and then it would connect perfectly.
Yeah, I love that. Like, it's so a child again when you run past someone and you connect it, and it does. And this game, by the way, visually does death animations sometimes. Yes. And you hit someone and it jumps in the air and it does that spin. Like I said, I don't need drugs. This is it for me. The idea they do like an overzealous spin through the air because you just hit them was like, wow, that's the best. And if you did force pull or force push and knock them over, you did that stabby move.
Yes, really they're on the ground and you just stab the ground with your lightsaber and it would still be slow-mo and it would still pan around.
That's right. I love it. It's old school, it's retro, but the idea they actually had that in it is so cool.
Yeah. It is very cool. It's very cool. It's like they did the slow-mo to give you 2 seconds just to take a hit of your cigarette, put on your sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, just to enjoy that little moment of,
exactly.
You did that. Well done.
Well done. The slow clap. And back to
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'll get back to it. Go murder some more indigenous species.
So it is very cool. It's frustrating at the beginning. It gets very cool.
It is very. And this game's not really that hard. I'm not sure if it was me. I was running around like a mental case with my lightsaber.
Yeah.
And I got hit maybe 2 or 3 times.
Really?
The lightsaber fights were difficult. They were probably the hardest part. But apart from that, I was just running around. And of course, the lightsaber deflects blaster rifle fire back at them if you do it properly. Oh, I was just having a great time. Maybe I had my skills for hit? Once or twice.
I got hit all the time.
I never needed to pick up like the shield boosters and the health kits.
Oh wow! I had to drain all the time.
Oh, granted, you had drain, so you were like, I need health.
No, thank you. Bye.
But maybe it's just my 12. I just pulled out my 12-year-old me, and it was all there again. I just had my muscle memory came into play, and I was like, I love this game. Was great. The gameplay is great. Sadly, kids picking it up today are going to think it's broken and just wrong, but they're wrong. It's fantastic.
Yes,
but it is also old.
We're right.
Yeah, exactly. It does feel old. It does feel a bit strange. And because we're so used to Elden Ring and all the other games, God of War, that has this perfectly smooth, fine-tuned fighting, and this is waving a lightsaber around frantically as much as you can, killing people. It's fantastic, but also I can understand how it's also it's old now.
It's just fun.
It's
a fantasy that a lot of kids had, not at that time, but still now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Who doesn't
just go fight waves of enemies with a lightsaber and your force powers and maybe a grenade?
Yeah, that's right. There was a little nostalgia for me when you went to the first-person shooter because I played all the Dark Forces games, and it's got that great little. Because did you know? I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't. You got 2 fire aspects to each gun.
I did see that.
You did notice that. Okay,
yes.
Cool. And a holding in aspect.
I did see that as well. The blaster rifle, you could just.
So your natural gaming instinct came in. I like it. So you were like, "Ooh, what happens if I hold this? What happens if I do this?"
That's exactly what happened. I sat at my computer and I blindfolded myself.
Of course. Let's really see. Let me feel the force with this one.
I didn't touch the keyboard. I just hovered my hand over it, and the game played itself.
Wow! Go to Luke's school straight away. Kyle's waiting.
I'm very impressed with the variety of gameplay methods they give you in this game.
It really does. That's true.
Not only do they give you the lightsaber and all the different weapons that you can choose before the time, the blaster rifle, sniper, grenades, whatever. They'll even give you force powers.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about it, yes, a Jedi would have all of that at his disposal.
Yeah.
But having it in a game in 2003...
Yeah, they definitely gave this game was for the fans and the fandom, and they did do everything. It's almost like they listened to the people. Yes. We want a lightsaber. We want all the powers. We want all the guns. We want a thermal detonator.
And we want to make the player character ourselves.
Yes, that's right. Give us customization. Whoa, 6!
Whoa! Yes! I can choose my own shirt!
Exactly. That's true. But it was the era, and it was great. It is great. And you're right, it is. There's so much about it that is just amazing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
It's got the most charm, the most...
It really is. It is
this
crazy.
Really should be up there with Knights of the Old Republic.
It really should. But it's not. I know, and I say that with a tear running down my eye.
Shim.
The nostalgia is so strong, but I have to rate these objectively, so it's fair to the other games, and so it makes me very sad to say it. Yeah, but it's a good game. Oh, I love this game.
It's fun. It's good. Yeah. There's a level in the intermediate levels.
Yeah.
There's a certain level where you crash land on a planet.
Yeah.
The sandworm planet.
Yes, of course.
Right, and then you need to platform across the wreckage.
Yeah.
To get different parts to build an escape pod.
That's right.
There are no enemies in that game.
No.
I think.
That level. Yeah.
That level. There are no enemies in that level. You need to just platform across the wreckage to get the parts to build your escape pod. That is the entire level.
It's relatively complicated platforming as well. It's and light puzzles using your force powers to pull this and yank that and do all this. Yeah, correct.
A level like that, I don't know how to explain, but a level like that where the game can have no enemies and still have an engaging level.
Yeah, exactly. And you got the sound and you got the atmosphere.
Exactly. When I think about that game, that's the level I think about. If you have no enemies and still have an engaging level, that's when you know you've got a good game here. This is a good piece of media.
Yeah, I agree entirely. But it's hard not to. Like when you've got to pull from the Star Wars universe, sound effects and just characters and the world, it's very hard not to be just drawn in with everything they do.
Exactly. But the platforming as well and the gameplay, It's just a tidy, neat little package.
It really is.
And the
it
gameplay
really
is followed closely by audio is the best part.
Yes, 100%. It is one of those. It is. No, it is. It's great. It is the 12-year-old me saying it. There's the grown-up me who likes going back to the 12-year-old me, and this game is so good.
Yeah.
And
very.
It is. I'm just going to say it's good. It is great.
It is.
This is where I think we both had problems.
Where?
Performance.
Oh, performance. Just before we go to performance.
Sorry, apologies. Go on.
Yes, the last point for gameplay. Rosh has a stupid little run. Performance.
Oh, I'm loving the concept. There's a one to add to this one for Rosh, so I'm excited now. Okay, performance.
This is one we scored in. We scored this one completely differently.
We did. Now, I had silly ones because I'm going to go first because yours was was a lot lower than mine, so I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I don't know if it's old games because I remember this always being a problem. Mouse sensitivity is always off the charts.
Oh yes.
I know it's a weird thing. It's insane. I actually basically turned it down to 0 if there was a 0 on that scale, and it was still really, let's say, responsive to be a nice way of doing it. I could do a 360 in like a twitch of the wrist. It was crazy. It's a weird thing to say performance because I remember this being a problem in a lot of old games, and I don't know why, but I remember it always being a problem.
But this game, weirdly, you're not controlling the view. You're controlling, even in third person, a reticle.
Yeah, that's right. That is weird. That's very true. That's true. That was a weird little thing.
Super weird.
Yeah, it's very true. And another thing, I had little weird bits. There's a whole speech Luke gives at the beginning that just didn't play. I went onto it, and you're looking at him on the stage, and everyone is sitting there waiting for him to say something, and he's just standing there stoically, like. I was like, we're supposed to say something? I was literally clicking, thinking, am I supposed to press like enter or something? Am I supposed to go like next?
Is he just giving us an opportunity to take photos?
Yeah, right, yeah. Like, he's standing there, why is no one coming up? You know, it's only $5 for a photo. Damn. No. So
why is nobody acknowledging that I killed Darth Vader?
Yeah, that's right. Like, where's the cheering and the clapping? What's going on? No, it just didn't play. So then I just pressed like escape and it went next.
That's weird.
So I was like, but all right. Okay, that was literally it for me. There was a few little glitches here and there, but that was it.
I totally get the mouse sensitivity because mine was super sensitive as well, but I could just change the DPI on my mouse.
Okay, that's
to the lowest, and that fixed it.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Which is a bad fix now that I think about it, because I needed to change it back whenever I exited the game.
Oh, really? That's annoying.
I could just change the sensitivity.
That's funny.
In game.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason I scored mine so low is because it crashed.
Sorry.
What?
You just said solo.
I said which is solo. Oh,
sorry, I had to stop you there because it's like Jabba the Hutt. Solo. Sorry, go on. It was just a Star Wars reference I had to jump on. But
thank you, everyone.
Sorry, go. You did that so
please,
naturally.
Can everyone stop clapping? I need.
Sorry, go back to your point. If you say anything else Star Wars, I am going to jump on it though, so be careful.
Boba Fett.
Wow. How did you add? I want the end of that sentence. The gameplay was like Boba Fett.
Yes, the end of that sentence is Mandalorian.
Just keep doing this continuously, just to have all the Star Wars fans go, "Whoa, Mandalorians!"
I'm not gonna do it. This still needs to be a good episode.
Me too. So go on.
The reason I scored performance so extremely low is because my game crashed all the time.
Really?
Constantly. It was at the very, very worst when I needed to change my resolution.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it was extremely low. Yeah. And this game is 20 years old, but when I set the resolution to the highest, the game crashed and it wouldn't open again.
It was kind of like that refresh moment. You know, when you turn your graphics high, does that refresh? Old Sky games used to do that refresh bit.
Yes.
And it crashed there straight away.
It crashed.
That's a shame.
So, whenever I reopened the game, it would still be on that resolution.
Yeah.
And would just crash instantly.
Oh, wow. That is like a big bug.
Exactly. So I had to reinstall the game.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay. I'm understanding your score now.
Exactly. So I took the second highest resolution, and it crashed.
Crazy.
Yes, I had to reinstall this game, I think, 5 times.
Luckily, it's quite a small game, so it's not, it wasn't the longest time to wait.
No,
but
it knew.
That's not really a plus. Yeah,
it knew it was going to get a low performance score.
Yeah, yes. Well, you've done this to yourself, Jedi Academy.
This hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah, exactly, right, exactly. Well, that's annoying, but I can understand.
It really is annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying because this game's great, and it obviously doesn't like you. You should look. Maybe look inside yourself, Nick.
Oh
and ask why the game didn't want to run for you.
I'm looking inside myself, and all I can see is that Rosh has performance issues.
Oh wow, that's a deep one. Like performance issues. Shame.
Exactly.
This is Rosh.
Wait, Rosh might be sterile. Ready for money.
The best part about the game: no more Roshes. Anything else? It was just the install and loading issues.
That's it. But it was enough to get a very
big
low
problem.
score.
No, that is a big problem. No. Okay, then it's value for money. Or,
yes.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know about you. I know $60 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even for 2003.
Yes.
But I think if you were to spend $60 on this game in 2003. That would be a fine amount to spend for this game.
See, I wrote down here, literally, side note, I'm going to say it's worth it, but I'm very biased, so I have to ask Nick what he thinks. Because I'm like, it's Star Wars, it's a game I played as a child, it's got Kyle Katarn, and it's Star Wars. So how am I ever going to say, no, it's not worth your money?
I'd spend...
yeah, exactly, right?
I'm pretty sure you'd spend $80.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, and it gets released on like everything. I wish I had lots of money because it's on the Switch now and PlayStation and even physical copies of it for PlayStation 4 and stuff. Like, whoa! I'm like, I love that they did that.
Yes,
because you can get like the double pack, can't you? Outcast and Academy.
But Outcast and Academy. You're right, you can. That's
so cool that there was what's the word? There's a market for it. Because I would have never thought... Because making it and producing it and logistically sending it out to shops and stuff, that's a big ordeal, expensive one. But there was a market to do it, which makes me very happy as a Star Wars fan.
To know there are other Star Wars fans?
Yes. That's a shocker. There are other Star Wars fans? No way! but yeah, and on Steam, it's like $10, which is fine, which is not bad. I didn't find it is worth it.
Yep, it is.
It is worth it. I'm just going to leave it there because it's actually, even for a 2003 game, it's actually relatively long.
It is.
We've been playing some short games recently, but this game has actually got some gusto.
It's got meat.
To it.
It is. It's got some meat. It's full of Star Wars goodness.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's. I was amazed how many, like you said, like the beginner levels, and then like storyline happens, and then some intermediate levels, and then some story. I was like, wow, they're fundamentally fetch questy type missions, but there's actually quite a lot of game here. I was kind of like, whoa.
It's Star Wars, and it's 2003.
It was cool. This game is cool.
It's fetch quests, but you've got a lightsaber.
This is one of those games that if you are playing Fallen Order and Survivor when it comes out, and you've played the Knights of the Old Republic games, and you do like Star Wars games, you've got to play these ones. They're definitely they're on the list of games. If you like Star Wars games, you've got to play. There's a few that you don't have to, that are kind of like meh and okay, but these are one of the ones that you really have to.
Definitely.
Because they are good. It's like, I remember the first Dark Forces game, the first-person shooter, you can't shoot up or down.
Wow. It's that old?
It's literally just shoot forwards or nothing, which is...
Goodness.
It's a weird... I remember playing it a few months ago, which feels really strange now because it's not Doom. You would expect Doom. It's okay when you're playing Doom. But you got Dark Forces, which graphically is better, but you still can't shoot up. It's just very... They fixed that in Dark Forces 2, though, so it's
great.
But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the play.
It's worth it. It's worth it. There's so much. There's a chock full of Star Wars stuff, and the replayability.
Yeah,
it's great as well. No, you could play the first time you play, you could play the dark side.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say replayability. You get to kill Rush again and again and again and again if you want.
That's what. No, that's what, I was getting at that. You could play the dark side because you could kill Rush, and you could play it a second time, as the light side for a different ending. The only issue is Rush doesn't stay dead when you replay the game.
So what's the point, right?
Yeah.
If you're not going to kill Rush, then what's the point? No, it's true. This game is very good. It's got replayability. It's one of those legacy games, which, if you're into gaming, that you should play. You know, there's lots of games that have got legacy to them, and everybody says, well, you can't play this one yet. You've got to play this one, this one, this one. And this is one of those. You can't really be invested into the Star Wars gaming atmosphere if you've not met Kyle Katarn and his lumberjack beard and his
You've
his
at
cool
least
outfit.
Tried Jedi Academy.
Yes, exactly. So you know what it's like and what it feels like and how it plays. Yes, you should.
I think you should give it a try also. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Right. Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. A game we are not ashamed to admit we're looking at it through nostalgia goggles.
Yeah, exactly.
But who cares? I don't care.
Nor I. But
great stuff. We're in agreement.
I was more realistic in rating it though, because it would have been like an A straight away. Why? Because why not? Star Wars, old game.
Exactly. Why not? Screw you.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to be grown up. I had to do it properly. I know it made me sad doing it too. Yeah, but I had to.
What made me sad was when it kept crashing, and yes. I knew. Ooh, there goes your A. Ooh, there goes your B.
Your integrity. You couldn't lie. No, I mean, it's my integrity as a podcaster.
My integrity as a gamer.
Exactly, it's on the line. But yeah, okay.
Speaking of scores, we gave Jedi Knight Jedi Academy scores based on its game. We let it go to Jedi school and grow up to become a Jedi man. From a Jedi boy to a Jedi man.
Jedi man. You didn't even go Jedi master. You just went Jedi man. Okay, perfect.
Exactly, because that's the epitome of all matter.
That's
being
true.
A man.
That's very true. You're very true.
This is a horrible point I'm making. And we gave back our Jedi man, came back home, watched the dual sunset with us, and it showed us the letter grade rating of C-.
Yeah.
Which
I know, I'm shocked as well.
I can only imagine that C- is because of my performance score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that probably knocked it down a bit, yeah, no doubt.
Right?
And it's its own fault. It's not like you're just being mean.
Unfortunately.
But it's got, Wario World, it's got Darksiders 3 as company, they're all Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's got
fine Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, another game that was good, just buggy as all hell.
Exactly right. This game is good. It's just a bit old.
That's it. It's
really
just a bit old.
The newer people might find a problem with that, and it breaks fundamentally. It would seem a lot.
It's like watching movies from the 50s.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good. I'm sure they're good. Story beats, characters, audio. It's great.
Yeah.
Why is it so old?
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Yeah, it is. It's one of those weird things. They are difficult to watch at times.
Unfortunately, but yeah, that was our episode for Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, a game I hold near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure you even more so, Dave.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, it's like one of my children. But yeah.
Jeez,
Thank you. I just graded one of my children.
Whoa!
I need to sit down for a moment and just think that through.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade podcast. You can follow us on our social channels on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Or you could email me at nick@criticalarcade.com.
And I'm Dave at criticalarcade.com.
Besides for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
Well, I am out and about. I am, of course, flying through the galaxy in my Z95 Headhunter. That's for all you Star Wars.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, that's only a Star Wars thing. You won't know what that is.
Goodness.
But if you do come across myself, I will give your number and all your social feeds and everything to Rush. And he's a very lonely man.
No, don't you dare.
He's very lonely and he really wants a friend. And he will make you his friend.
Oh, wow. He's lonely because he sucks.
That's true. So if you want someone like that in your life, by all means, follow me. if you can catch up to my C-95 Headhunter. It's quite a fast spaceship.
What is that?
It's a C-95 Headhunter is a spaceship which is often found in the games TIE Fighter, the really old Star Wars games.
Oh man,
it's just a Star Wars
you really are
ship.
a Star Wars.
No, I really am. Yes,
fan.
I know the old school stuff. But yeah, so if you want to follow me, by all means. But
don't follow Dave.
Yeah,
don't become friends with Rosh. You could rather support us on Patreon for exclusive content. Where we make bonus episodes each week. Speaking of just stuff, just gaming, just things. We like it. If you want more of us, go to Patreon. We also make a brand new show called Critical Cinema. We do exactly this, but for movies instead of games. And this week... No. Oops. Editor. Cut that part out. Here we go. Dave, how would you tell us what can we look forward to next week?
Well, this one's a bizarre one because this is I don't know, it might be on a lot of other people's radars. It came out, or it's coming out, right?
That's it.
It's coming out in the next few days or so. It's a game which is, I think you told me, it's a spiritual successor to Genshin Impact, which I'm sure most people know is that massively online anime supernova of a game that everyone's playing and being cute little anime girl in. And
just
something
making all the money.
Yeah, exactly. Just raking it in. There's the next one, set in a more space-like, to a nice Star Wars-like segue, is called Honkai Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Because that's a cool name for some reason. That's a cool
name.
They all sat down.
Cool boys and girls.
They sat down, and that's the name that came out the hat somehow. I don't know how, but Honkai. Maybe Honkai means something I don't know. Maybe it's awesome. Star Rail.
Maybe it's just literally cool in Japanese.
Maybe, but it's fundamentally all I really know about it. It's a massively on MMO. And there's a train that goes through space.
Oh yeah.
So that's already cool. That's fine. I like that premise. A space train.
It's sci-fi Genshin Impact.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It is going to take over the internet for a while. So we're jumping on that hype.
Yeah, that's right. We're jumping onto it. So we'll see. I played Genshin Impact for about 3 minutes. I don't know. Have you?
Maybe also just 3 minutes.
So this is almost a new experience, like as a gaming premise. So this is going to be quite a lot of fun. This is going to be fun.
Tune in next week for that, and we'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.